age of 60, I'm gonna, jack.
You're gonna get shredded.
Up. Yeah, I'm not gonna get much bigger, but
he said to me though the other night. So I walked in and they were doing legs, Yeah. And he's like, I want to get my legs big again, Yeah. And I said, okay, well, I mean
it.
And you know what I said? I said, were they ever big? Really?
Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Are we live? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right, so we are back.
What episode is it?
I didn't pay attention because last
time you said 75.
You guys had Andrew Jack, and then you have a couple of on your own, right? So shit, I don't know.
Just guess.
70?
73.
Oh, it's like 66, I think.
Why did you lead me to 70-something?
Because last time you said 75. Or no, what you did.
All right, so I made a joke about it. We are back, and I said Milos would know the answer. For Cutler Cast episode number 70, 60-something. We don't know.
60-something.
Welcome back, Milos. What's going on?
It's great to hear you and see you back from Korea. We miss you.
So this morning he hit me.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, we need to film a podcast because obviously we launched like midweek. And I said, hey, let's get Milos on and maybe we can talk about, I said, well, we talked about the Arnold a million times and all we're going to hear is your opinions. But, I watched a podcast the other day about the 07 Olympia.
07, yeah.
Is that when Jay should have lost?
Well, when of course he lost.
And you said to me,
then your mom would not give you first place.
So he said, Jay's going to kill me for this, but I love this. I love this, but I kind of have a bone to pick with you a little.
Okay, let's go. Let's go for this one.
So I know you think Victor should have won, right?
Hold on. Victor, Dennis, and Dexter all beat you.
But Dennis Wolf got, what did he get in it? Like seventh? He did get fourth. Okay.
Yeah, fourth. But
did he tell us on the podcast when that he should have won that year when we had Dennis Wolf? Or
listen, there was an argument for all three. But okay, if you look now, Big Ramy slipped from first all the way down to fifth, and maybe it was not even feasible back in the day. Jay is finally beating Ronnie after Ronnie beat you so many times. You were second. Finally, 2006, you beat him, right? Finally. And then 2007, everybody expected you to win, and you were not really in a perfect shape. So you could slip by one space, maybe. But they didn't even allow that to happen.
Well, Ronnie Coleman was fourth that year.
Yeah, but Ronnie
that
was a gift.
So Dennis Wolf could have been fourth.
Yeah, he was fifth. You're right.
Okay, so
yeah, you're right. Yeah, Dennis was fifth, which Ronnie should not beat him. At that time, it's just okay. That was farewell, goodbye, Ronnie. Let's.
Did they do that for you when you retired?
I never placed. I mean, the highest I ever placed was 10. I was lucky to be 10. Yeah, so now to consider this, right? I beat you in 1999 Olympia. But maybe I shouldn't have. When I really analyze.
So that was your gift? You got ninth?
No, I was 10th, and he was 15th.
Was I better at the 99 Olympia than I was at the 07 Olympia?
Possibly, yeah.
I don't think I had the back in 99.
You didn't have a
conditioning.
But look.
No, the conditioning was great in 99, actually.
99 conditioning. 99 Ironman conditioning was fucking ridiculous. And
I know, but we're not talking about Ironman because I was great there.
So, but Olympia, you were good, but you placed 15 out of 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they didn't notice you yet. Just like Ronnie Coleman was not noticed for so many years, and then finally they noticed him, and all of a sudden now he's unbeatable. But 2007, if I was a judge, you would be fourth.
I know, but you weren't qualified to be a judge.
Exactly.
So, you always
Thank God.
Because right now, let me ask you a question. So we finished the Olympia last year. Do you feel the judging standards are better today than they were back when I was there and during it? Like, I felt, this is how I felt, okay? And I can speak this because I'm not competitive now. Mm-hmm. And I think that the judging was a little more biased to names back then than it is now, because Samson just broke through. Like, did you expect him to be in that first call out? Like, they gave him the opportunity.
I did, because he was that good.
Was
But
that deserving
maybe I would agree with you. I never thought about this. Are judges more fair now that they don't judge the names whatsoever, like they did 2007 for you, Yeah. But so honest to God truth, right? Right now, they just judge what is in front of them. Doesn't matter if you're Egyptian, Iranian, or from wherever you come from, they're going to judge your condition on a day.
Because I don't hear as much like so-and-so was absolutely screwed. He should have been compared. Like they gave Creaso a pretty good chance, and like some of the new guys, Andrew Jack, obviously.
I think the difference now is guys can create that hype on their own social media, to where before, back in the day, if you weren't in the magazines, they might not have known who you were. Now the judges see everything, so they're probably.
But you know what though? What I noticed though is that the call-outs are larger now. You notice that, where it used to be. Remember, they used to just do like 3 guys.
Yeah, that's how it was.
So it was a little more protective. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you tell me, can you really judge 6 people at the same time? They gave you 10 seconds on the front of a biceps. How can you compare, middle and outside?
Well,
and
I mean, listen.
How can you?
Steve says it's very easy
for him.
You could put 20 guys in a line, and he literally can pick.
Steve, yes, because Steve has such a trained eye. I mean, he is in 10 seconds point blank accurate with right away. Wherever he positions you, that's probably where you belong at the end.
And we saw like Roden and Heath, they went back and forth. Like, remember how many turns they did because they weren't really sure. And
Steve was comparing Samson and Nathan Diasha in this Arnold Classics like 4 times in a row. And it was changing. And finally, at the last call-out, he gave it to Nathan. I appreciate it. This is the sport. This is the competition. This is what audience come to see. I hate this fact that at night there is no posing, judging. You are there for nothing. I mean, you probably heard me. I repeat myself a million times, but I'm repeating until somebody reacts. Finally, Dennis and Lila Brada and Chris, I said, we don't disagree with you. I said, okay, but if you guys don't disagree with me, why don't we do something about it? Me speaking alone, he can do nothing. So you tell me, would you rather go to the final show and not know what to expect? Because after the prejudging, they did the mandatories, they did those 8 compulsories, right? So now at the final show, they can do something else beside these 8 mandatories, like Lila Brada was, like Arnold Schwarzenegger was, all these other poses. And now you win a physique round for those poses, not for mandatories. Because if you're going to do the mandatories, you're going to just repeat what you did in the first and second round anyway. So this is why Lila Brada said yesterday perfectly. He did all these transitions and poses to emphasize his strengths of his physique. Arnold, think of Arnold. All the poses that you know Arnold, if you would put Arnold's pictures, what would be? Twisting back, mantis pose, all these other than mandatories. Okay, so would you rather just, okay, we're not going to judge this, so let them be for 1 hour and the audience is going to be bored to death. Did you watch the finals? Mm-hmm. Did you watch really every routine?
Yeah, I think I did actually. Yeah. Except for when I had to go backstage to hand out the awards for the last
probably after second guy. So, I was saying 91 was my first Olympia. I was I posed. And then I went backstage, and I was peeking every single guy: Lila Brada, Vince Taylor, Benfado, Haney. I was watching this because as a fan, I was supposed to be backstage, but no, I was peeking from the side because every routine was something else.
I think the problem is that we got so used to whoever won in prejudging. We already know it's kind of like, unless it's close, like that's what the confirmation round was. Now brought forward for, right? Because
Ronnie beat you in 2001 in the last minute,
of
right? Of
course, in a opposing round. But the thing is there was no such thing as a confirmation round, right?
There was top 6. That was confirmation round.
They just changed the name of
it.
Mm-hmm. They just changed the name.
Yeah. Because we had 3 rounds.
Listen, I this posing thing. I know you've been harping on it, and I mean, what's your opinion, Matt, on the pose? I mean, the problem is, like, if I watched you do a routine, which I did for 10 plus years, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has their certain style, right? Like Hidatada, I'm going to give example. Like, you know how he does the crazy and he does those whoosh, those sounds? Like, that's like every single time. So if you reward, like, is it like the mix up or the change up, or like, you know, the guy's going to hit the hardcore shots, like the Marcus Rule is going to hit the most musculars. Like, how do you judge it? You're still judging the body. Like, that's what they're trying to do. They're not judging the posing routine, right?
Exactly. Not the creative choreography and movement. That's why if you have like bones instead of muscles, right, and you move them in whatever pose, doesn't count. You can do as perfect as you want, artistic, whatever you want. You're supposed to show the body. So, Hida was doing like about 30 different poses, and you have 8 mandatories. So imagine those twisting back shots, kneeling, lunging, and whatever else. You show your physique. I mean, why did Arnold
let me
do
ask
those?
you, what would happen if a guy came out and just did 5 poses he's good at, just hit him? And someone else did like a Vince Taylor, Kamali, or Melvin Anthony.
Yeah.
But if this guy's 5 poses were that strong, then all the other stuff they've done kind of is
It does
negated.
not matter, right? Well, judge is supposed to judge the physique. And if it's only 5 poses and he looks magnificent and they think this is enough, you convinced us.
Okay. So
you
here's another
convinced us.
hypothetical.
Uh-huh.
What happens if some guy comes out there like Andrew Jack just comes out and just stands and does lat spread for 2 minutes straight?
Well, you know, that's just.
I'm not being serious.
But that's the last part. That's one pose. You can't judge the
So
whole
who are
physique
you
on one.
faulting? The judge, the organization's decision, or how the judges are judging it?
But you tell me, because I asked the same question when you describe to your mom. Okay, mom, this is bodybuilding. You know what they're looking for here? You know, in football, you score the touchdown and field goal, right? 2-point conversion. In basketball, you can have 1, 2, 3 points.
Yeah, but the refs
What
control
do you do
that
here?
shit now.
Right?
The refs control that game now, both games. Actually, Super Bowl too. Like,
We pose, okay? That's what this is our job on the stage, and we're supposed to present the physique, not just these 8 mandatory poses. Those 8 mandatories are minimum from front, side, and back to see every muscle from every angle. That's why they're there, but that's not it. Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, you name it. Everybody else did all these poses.
I think
I watched your guest posings. I don't know if it. I mean, a couple of times I watched his guest posing. You were fucking phenomenal. I mean, you brought the house down every time. You enjoy yourself on the stage. I mean, the audience was going wild. That was bodybuilding. Your posing routine, your fucking stomp and your triceps and all this shit.
I wasn't transitional like you guys were.
Yeah, but you had a physique. You know, so the physique is what counts. You're Mr. Olympia, and you bring Mr. Olympia, whatever you do, even if you do the wrong posing, but you show the right physique, that's all that it counts.
Okay, I got another question. So imagine if someone goes up there, like I'm going to use like a Melvin Anthony back in the day, and he has all the smooth transitions and everything.
Yeah, beautiful.
But then another guy comes up that has power shots, but he lets his stomach hang out in between.
Hey, it's not what you have, it's what you show. You show the stomach,
But are they supposed to judge everything while you're up there, or just when you hit the pose?
Everything. That's how Phil Heath lost to Sean Roden.
So then if somebody
Phil Heath beat Sean Roden pose by pose. Okay, he lost in between when he was huffing and puffing on the lineup. Okay, you're on the stage. You're in a UFC octagon, right?
Yeah.
And ring,
whatever goes.
Yeah, it counts right now. You play football, it counts. On the stage and bodybuilding show, everything counts. Even if you're being compared, I was telling my guys when they are on the side, don't drop the shoulders and stick your gut out and relax your legs because they're watching.
No, what I'm saying is, imagine if a guy is a really good poser.
Yeah.
Everything's great. But when he hits the shots, they're not as good as somebody else. But his transition, he's letting his stomach out, but he has better shots than this guy when they actually hit the poses.
It's physique that counts. So going into the pose, it's not just pose. It's transitioning to the pose. Lil LeBron was talking about this yesterday. You have static poses, dynamic poses, and movement from one to another. If you let your stomach go out, I mean, you know how it is. They're going to mark you down instantly. And Steve Weinberger
what I'm saying
and everybody
is,
else
imagine
does.
if someone lets their stomach go out, but they hit the pose and it's perfect. But the other guy is more, fluent. But when he hits the pose, it's not perfect.
The guy with the good pose wins.
The guy with the good quote, even though he let his stomach hang out in between.
No, well,
That's why I'm saying, like, there's a gray area there.
Yeah, but again, you're judging physique with the stomach out.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I know, but it's all about presentation. I tell people, if someone comes up to me at a show and they said, "I'm competing for the first time, please give me some advice."
Yeah.
Learn the poses, look comfortable on stage. Give yourself proper time to diet, which is usually, 16, 20 weeks, right?
Yeah.
12 sometimes, some people. But it's about practice and preparation, right? Transitions to me, and you know this, when I stood on stage, did anyone look better than me? I always was.
Yeah, absolutely. In stomach, yeah.
Right? Wide. That's like, I never shadowed from that. And that's how I won 2001 by scores.
Almost won.
But in prejudging, I
Yeah,
won.
yeah, you won, yeah.
Because I looked better standing.
Yeah,
there.
you did. I told you.
We can talk about, like, a guy can win a show just standing there sometimes. Andrew Jacked, right? He looks amazing standing there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been very successful, only not at the Olympia. So,
but you were saying about the instructing the guy what he's supposed to do.
Transitions mean everything to me, and honestly, I felt like maybe that's why I honestly thought I beat Ronnie Coleman a couple of times, because I felt my transitions were better. Like, I had better stomach control, and I think the stomach, like when I looked at Ronnie, sometimes I thought, hey, his stomach was a little more.
Ronnie beat you on the back shots.
Of course, but
that's why that was their not excuse, but that was explanation.
I don't. Listen, he was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's not just honing on his back, because I don't want anyone to. Well, that's not true, because people like to comment and question what we say sometimes.
Yeah.
Ronnie was unbelievable.
He's good
the
everywhere.
greatest of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, he had a lot more definition in his arms, whatever. So people have their opinions, right?
Yeah.
But the judges told me, yes, your back needs to improve in order to beat him. And I felt I improved, and he regressed in order for me to win, right? Mm-hmm. So if he's not getting better, that helped me step forward to be the next, right? So I think a guy needs to have the complete package, but I think there should, I think telling people we're not judging this is giving people a pass not to work their posing as well or take time to do it. So I 100% agree with you that, they're giving money to best posers.
In one of the shows in a year, maybe twice a year. They should give it every year. So that should be separate. If you want to give the money, incentivize, okay, do some great routines. But besides that, that can be entertaining routine, and you want to
like
give them
dancing
this.
and stuff, yeah.
Whatever brings the
Darren
house
Charles,
down. Yeah.
Melvin Anthony.
King Kamali did that
Yeah.
fucking routine, and there was standing ovation, and I was commentating. I said he hit 3 poses. How
Do you
can
know
judge
what's
that?
funny? I was watching the Nationals in 1991. Paul DeMeo won the Best Poser Award.
I don't remember. Yeah, I remember Paul DeMeo, but I don't remember his routine.
You wouldn't remember his posing to be that great, right?
No, yeah, but yeah,
He just had a lot of strong poses, so it goes to
Side
kind of what you
triceps,
say.
yeah,
Yeah.
But here, so you were on the stage perfect at all times, and you pride yourself with it. That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's how you could have maybe.
I felt
Ronnie
my
Coleman.
quarter turn to the side was always.
Yeah.
And you would say the same about yourself.
He
right?
was, yeah. I actually tried to compare once side. Relax me and Jay. It's like, I'm not going to put this picture.
Do it. Come on, do it. Send it to me.
I'll pass. I'll pass. I don't need to dig the hole. But okay, so to this guy that you were saying, okay, listen, don't practice posing because they're not judging. Hunter Labrada told Lee, Dad, I don't want to do it because they're not judging. I mean, so imagine how far that goes.
It takes the artistic.
Why? So you instead of raising the bar, you lower it down to the ground. Nobody needs to do nothing because it's not being judged. Put the pressure on, okay? And you can fucking lose the show if you have a shitty routine. You don't have to have a most marvelous routine, but you have to present physique that is representable. You represent yourself, sport of bodybuilding, and now Mr. Olympia. You were Mr. Olympia. Every presentation you had, like I said, 2 times I watched you. That was Mr. Olympia on the stage. There was no doubt. Even when I said before, like, okay, physique behind, right there, the Jay's picture, right? It's not like in my vision, most perfect aesthetic physique and all this stuff, but you were Mr. Olympia because you were so balanced, so muscular, so conditioned, complete.
Combination of everything.
Combination of everything. I mean, that's why I said that one time, 2009 at Olympia, that was like, whoa. I even consider that was better than Ronnie's best. But then when a few people attacked me, like, how can you possibly say that, 2009 Jay is better than Ronnie? Then I compared and I said, okay, maybe I a little exaggerated.
You have a little memory. As we get older,
Yeah, because I just remember certain poses. I mean,
that's why I can appreciate this. All started because of 07. Okay, and everyone has their opinion on it, right?
Did you pick your bone with him yet?
No. I appreciate that because you were with me, and you knew I struggled. And like, granted, listen, the judges make the decision, not me. So it was a very tough year for me.
Yeah,
it was the toughest year of my life. I felt, how's this? When I lost in 08, it was easier from 08 to 09 than it was from 07 to 08.
Okay, so you lost to same guy, Dexter, in 2008. You don't think Dexter beat you 2007?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, he beat you.
And the thing is, like with Martinez, my argument would be have we ever seen Victor at 100%?
Yeah, but here, did you ever
hold
see?
on, I'm asking you a question. Yeah. Was he 100%?
For him, so this is, I want you to think, was Chris Cormier ever bone dry condition? Like
in 99, he was pretty good, bro.
Pretty good, but this is still not 100%. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, next to Ronnie Coleman and Flex Wheeler, I mean, you just.
But that was kind of
Chris
Victor Martinez
that size. I felt like in 99 to beat those guys. Does that make sense? And he might argue this, by the way.
Yeah, I think that he was wider than Flex, and I think that
Flex Wheeler.
It is Flex Wheeler, the most round muscle bellies and all that stuff. But Chris Cormier had fucking crazy arms. Look at him, and they had the crazy back and crazy legs and super small waist, deep abs, master presentation.
Okay, so maybe they could have flip flopped, but he's going to beat Ronnie Coleman.
You know what? There's argument. I'm serious. There is an argument. Seriously, from a static standpoint. Chris Cormier beat Ronnie.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Did you go on the tour after 99?
Yeah.
Wasn't Ronnie Coleman the sickest body at 99 English Grand Prix or something?
English Grand Prix, that was the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah. Lights were perfect. This is another thing. If the lights are perfect, then physically this jumps at you even more.
What's the year LeBron came out, that video, when he hits the most muscular at the English Grand Prix? What year was that? He looked unbelievable that one year.
I mean, 97. That's what he won.
Okay,
that's the one.
He was off at the Olympia.
He was off, and then he was winning every 97. Every 97.
He came back at the night show in 97. I heard he looked. I remember reading in the magazine. He looked unbelievable, right?
Yeah, but
what did he finish fourth that year? Or do you remember?
Yeah, I don't remember. Second was Nasser. I think,
And he should have won. You think?
Nasser should have won. Yeah. Even with the subpar
I want to say
back.
something now, just because you just brought it up, and this is going off in a totally different direction. Yeah. Why is it that only certain shows get the lights right?
I'm not an expert. Like when they were explaining different auditorium, different this, different that, and you can't set it up to be exact the same. They did it at Ironman, the
every year.
Mike Nephew. I mean, you go under these lights.
I just never understood.
And you just
the only thing, and we could ask Doug Green this because he knows lights. The only thing I can think of is when they have a line set up, the lights are made to be perfect on that line, and every one of the guys steps 2-3 feet in front of it, and the lights now are behind instead of right where you're supposed to be. That could be a reason.
That's not the reason, because even when they're original lineup, they don't look exactly the same. British Grand Prix, Chris Lund did those lights.
Kerry Case.
Kerry Case is the promoter, but with help of Chris Lund. The Chris Lund in my gym when he was doing these pictures. I mean, nothing comes close. Some other photographers will want to see what is his setup for the lights to copy it. Chris would never allow anybody to come in.
Yeah, that was the argument we had on here. But I want to ask you about the gym business. Mm-hmm. So you owned, was it a Gold's Gym first?
I bought it as a Powerhouse Gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had Milos Sarcev Powerhouse Gym,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then you changed it to Coliseum,
right?
Right?
First I changed it to Gold's Gym because
Okay.
I thought this would be beneficial. And then after paying all these fees and a year into it, I realized I'm not gaining anything with it, and I changed to Coliseum.
And tell me about this experience. Why did you become a gym owner? Was this a passion? Because it seems like every lifter wants to become a gym owner, and there's gyms opening, and there's more gyms coming to Vegas right now.
Yeah.
We keep hearing
There's
month.
three more that we know of right now.
Yeah.
So
3. They'll be
I
open in the
mean,
next
if you're a
90 days.
bodybuilder, this is your home.
And what was your first initial thought of, I'm going to own a gym? Was it like, oh, I can train whenever I want, or I'm going to bring people here? And we know the flex thing came after because they were at Metrics, and then somehow they ended up. So tell me, like, your thought originally when you had this opportunity. Did you think, I'm going to make money, or did you say, oh, I'm going to be able to train and be a better bodybuilder?
Of course, I thought I would make money. And listen, I was already coaching. I was training people. So it was, logical choice to have your own gym so you can, be your own boss and do whatever. Because any gym, when you train somebody, you first have to, make agreement with the gym owner and then with the members. And so I needed to invest money. There was this opportunity. And it's like, oh, this is perfect. You remember I lived in Temecula, and this was Orange County, Fullerton.
And it was a powerhouse at the time.
A powerhouse at the time.
And it already had all the equipment.
Yeah, and actually that was the first gym that I was doing a video and photo shoot in Max Muscle, if you remember. No, the Mega Pro. Mega Pro was Joe Wells's company before. So we did this initial training instructional video, and that was before I turned pro. I think I said that story. I went there for that video shoot, and Boyer Coe was there. And fucking Boyer was already retired, and I was like week out of the show, and I look at him, I was like, this guy is fucking retired. He looks 10 times better than me, bigger, harder, leaner, in his everyday life.
And he was in his 50s or 60s?
Yeah, his 50s, yeah. Shit. And it was like, oh, maybe I should reconsider going to that show. But yeah, I was in this gym. I loved it. I know that was Sean Ray's gym at the time. Troy Zuccolado would come sometimes. I mean, there were some big names going. 21,000 square feet.
It would. I mean, if that gym was here today, it would be a cool place to train at.
Is there a reason you haven't tried to put one up since then?
Well, I realize it's hard business. So.
Did you make money?
I made a decent money, but look, this is exactly what happened.
Was it a pain?
It was pain. Look, up until 99, I was improving. And 99, I beat you several times, 99.
Is that on your Instagram yet?
Yeah, but he messed his arms up.
Yeah, I did mess up. Yeah, big time. Even though, you remember, I was really messed up for Night of Champions. It was ridiculous. It looked so bad. By the Olympia, it looked halfway decent. Yeah, halfway decent. Some of that seemed to dissipate. But biggest mistake of my life. But up until 99, I was progressing. 99, I did every show. But then I got the gym. And then, now I have to take care of the gym. And just my mind was off of training and competing because there was so many difficulties that I have to take care of.
So were you driving from Temecula every day to the gym? Yeah. How far was that drive with traffic?
68 miles, but it was 1 hour.
You drove the green BMW then?
Blue, yeah.
The blue one, yeah. Oh, you had the blue one. That was the upgrade. You had a green one first, didn't you?
No, I had a silver and then silver and then light blue, the metallic blue.
I had the same one. That's why I knew. Yeah. 740.
740, yeah.
How long did you own the gym for?
10 years. Shit, 10 years.
Do you regret it? Or was it an experience for you?
I mean, because, the whole thing that happened and I lost it and how I lost it, I went through the bad divorce and everything. But yeah, I regret it because at that time, it was official gym for Flex Magazine photo shoots. I've seen all of you guys at your best. I mean, not just that you come there to train. I've seen you in a contest shape.
Well, it was kind of nice because there was a residence inn across the street, right? So a lot of guys would camp out there, or they had the kitchens and everything. But so did Flex Magazine pay you for that?
Yeah.
Can you tell us how much?
$5,000 a month.
So how much did that help the?
I mean, listen, I should have paid them $5,000 to have you guys come to my gym, right?
Because people showed up to
Imagine
pay
if
day
it was
passes.
nowadays with the social media.
Yeah,
Everyone
imagine.
posting.
But listen, every show, every top guy, especially with their athlete, had to come there and take a pictures day before or day after the show or 2-3 days.
But you know what's crazy though? No one had cameras then.
Yeah,
No
except
one
me.
had I don't know. Cell phones had to have cameras, but
Not then.
They didn't have iPhones yet.
I don't even
So there
remember.
weren't like you know the
I
whole.
think around 07 I had a sidekick, and that's or 06 maybe, and that's when they got the cameras in it and the Palm Trail.
And Lund would get so mad at him because he would run out with his camera, you know, and he was taking all these pictures, and you know, of course, everyone was coming over. Flex Lewis came, Hidatata came, and Dennis
Phil
Wolf
Heath,
came. Yeah, everyone.
Ronnie Coleman stayed for 3-4 days. You were staying for a couple of days. Imagine the whole body photo shoot. And then I had him there and said, "Hey, Jay,
You couldn't do
want-
that nowadays.
Jay, you want to just snap a pictures? I mean, 2 minutes and we get the 30 great
So you got
shots.
a whole file of images.
Yeah,
Jay
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have.
and
You know,
everybody was
no,
pissed off, but I could care less.
But you know what? I'll be honest. Like his input was amazing to me. Like your input meant the world to me because we were uncertain. It was 2 weeks out usually when we were there. You know, where was our body going, and how did Ronnie Coleman look? Hey, how didn't this guy look? I didn't honestly care about anyone but Ronnie because that's who I was battling all the time. And I really didn't train at your gym because I still, you know, I chose to stay at the Residence Inn in Costa Mesa, closer to the one
Metrics.
that was at Metrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you had like the main gym out there. Can you imagine now, like how much publicity your gym would if they had social media then? You know,
Yeah,
back
just,
in the-
Bring the Coliseum back to Vegas.
would you ever do another gym or?
I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, I'm too old.
You
It's
could
not
probably do
as-
it. You could probably do a small one. That
It's
was
not
private.
as lucrative as you thought, though. Correct?
No, it's not. It's not the business you want to invest. I mean, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, but there's many other better ways, and I'm sure that you can tell me a list of 20 different businesses that you can make
Well,
more money
it seems like
for the effort.
I think the most successful people with the gyms have several, or they own the real estate, or they have great personal training or merchandising, right?
And it's usually a hobby for them and a passion. It's not.
But you were
really
making money in other directions, right? You had a
I
weeder
was.
contract.
I had a bidder contract. Publication also. Publication was separately from gym, and then I had a supplement contract, and then everything else. My personal training and gym. We were making decent money from just.
What was
pro
a
shop.
membership charged back then?
It was ridiculous, like $19 a month.
Oh, so it's
There's still
cheap.
gyms with that here in Vegas.
Yeah.
So you think it's lower than that,
lot of
actually.
I mean, back then I was charging $250 a session, and I could easily train people for $250, then sign them up for $19.
Who was
a
the
month.
biggest celebrity that came through your gym?
From bodybuilding?
No,
Yeah,
from just in general. Any actors
No.
or wrestlers or
I mean, Triple H was there. Yeah, I mean, Rock wasn't ever. Sylvester Stallone was supposed to, and there was all lined up, but he never came. Brock Lesnar came with the
And you
Peter
never
McGough and
considered-
everybody else.
And so you never considered moving to Fullerton area when you had
I-
the gym, or
Yeah, I did. I had an apartment there.
so just because you got sick of traveling?
Yeah, I had an apartment then, and then I was looking for a house, and I found in Chino. Just because I fell in love with the house, it was again like, goddamn, 30-minute drive. But when you fall in love with something, it was perfect office. Perfect. Hey, you're jet lagged. Look at you
I'm
sleeping.
just tired. I just got tired, like right now.
Yeah, nice talking to you. Like here,
No,
your
I just
eyes
sat there and
closed.
holy shit, I got a yawn. Like, wow, I just got tired.
He's fighting to be awake.
I'm good.
Yeah, but maybe I didn't answer that question. I didn't forget about Victor Martinez, right? Victor Martinez.
still thinking about this?
No, because you asked me a question. So was he 100%? He was not super ripped that you could say, wow, once in a lifetime. But he was so close. This is what I'm saying now going into this Arnold Classic. When Samson Deuda has this beautiful, complete physique, right? And maybe it's not going to be as ripped as couple of other guys, but he has
don't
so
wanna say
many
their
other
names.
things going for him. Huh?
I don't want to say their names. Should I have won the 2007 Mr. Olympia?
That's a tough one.
Oh, give me a break. You should say, hell no.
I need to go back and look at the pictures.
You can look.
No, I mean, I can see the arguments on Jay's side and on Victor's side. I can. You know, Jay wasn't at his best, and for a reason that he spoke about, the infection.
but
He would listen, and he
I was there
he,
at his house.
He would honestly tell me. I'm surprised he actually didn't say no because
I mean,
because
you guys are friends.
No, it's not.
It doesn't
no, it's
matter.
Not that.
He's
It's not
always
that. It's-
truthful.
Hey, no, you know I love you. I mean, it's
No,
so
I-
imagine people.
Dude,
And
it's
I don't,
15 years
I
ago.
don't,
I've had
I
to
don't-
talk shit
I don't
about
get-
Jay.
I don't get mad. Like
I know.
everyone has. That's why, like we do this podcast, and I don't want to walk on eggshells when I do comparisons with people, and I have an opinion on what I think. You know, I want to be truthful about my what I say is not out of line, and people turn around and say Jay doesn't know what. You know, I know some people may question because they don't agree, but that's what this whole thing is about. If he agreed
look-
with everything I said and you agreed, and what
No,
the
we don't
hell
like it.
kind of podcast will we have?
I can see an argument on each side. I
do you
can see
think
why
Dennis
Jim-
Wolf should have?
Okay, here is my argument. Shape wise, shape V taper,
See, I think-
width,
wait,
shoulders
yeah, but-
to the waist, to the quads,
I think
to the
Dennis,
fullness of the shoulders
I think
and arms.
Dennis had the high lats then and lacked the back legs, hamstrings. Do you agree? Oof. Like
You know-
he wasn't as like. Eventually, he came forward and he looked. He had that density back there, but don't you remember in the?
Yeah.
He was very shallow. Like the lats weren't tight.
The way he was posing, look, they were saying the lower lats insertion wasn't really there. I mean, I'm telling you, when he did this lat spread, that was going from here to Germany.
When
he
you
was
have
like
high
Jesus.
lats, you can do that in wide shoulders. Like,
Yeah.
right?
No. I like I said, when you say that,
Front lat spread.
Jay had such he didn't have a small of a waist,
Yeah.
but his shoulders were so wide. The illusion was there.
Yeah, especially like I said, by the time of 2009
Yeah.
came in, and
But if you
he
put Jay
created that
by,
balance.
if you put Jay by himself and Victor by himself, you would say Victor.
Okay.
Victor has that. But when you put them next to each other, the illusion that's created.
So shut the lights and look at the silhouette. Okay.
But he made a great point though.
Who?
He did that because
if you're by yourself, yes. But when you put them next to each other, how wide versus the illusion, you can't just say his looks better. But if it was silhouette, yes.
I'm putting them together, not one by one. It's like putting them together. Victor had a dramatically more V taper at that time, and he was very wide, just like you, comparably, right? And shape, he had these round muscle bellies, right? Everything was there. And then when you turn the lights on now, you look at condition, and his condition was actually a little bit better than yours. And
some
therefore,
areas,
therefore, shape, when he lifts his arms, front double biceps, back double biceps was ridiculous. Remember? I mean, you got to give it
crazy.
to him.
I haven't looked at
Side
those
chest
pictures
was
in-
good.
It was 16 years
Yeah.
ago.
And listen,
here.
it's not like he smoked you. You know, this is what, right there.
I hated that cover.
Yeah.
Did Jay deserve it?
They said Jay deserve it?
It says did Jay
Did you
deserve
print?
it?
Did you print that? Did you?
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
you can read it.
It's got Wolf in there. I thought Ronnie.
Yeah,
had
yeah.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
I think that's,
Ronnie. They didn't even include Ronnie, but they put Wolf because Wolf was like the talk of the show because it was the first time he moved up. You know.
yeah. I mean, so here is how it is. It's not like anybody smoked you, but by points, could they beat you? I think so. I think so.
I know, like I said, I think you can make an argument either way
Yeah.
around. Yeah, you
I mean, the same like I said, 2001, he should beat Ronnie. And then people say, oh, but look, when they turn around and back, I say, even in those two poses, if Ronnie would beat him in those two poses, he was good. Everything, starting from a calves, hamstring, glutes, width. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to get it because we don't want to run forever here, but we have the Arnold coming up. We've talked about, you think Samson's going to win.
Yeah.
He says he's better than at the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
Condition-wise, because that's
Condition-wise,
that's the only thing holding him back. I want to ask you, the best Arnold Classic lineup ever.
Okay.
I know this is going to be a 90s thing, right?
Well,
Was it
Hell,
nine?
yeah.
What 96? Who did Kevin win in
Kevin
96?
Kevin won.
And Flex was
he
second.
beat second, yeah. I mean, for me, Kevin Flex battles at the Arnold Classic were legendary.
I'll tell you, there's a crazy lineup where it was Kevin Flex, and I think that's the Dillette almost passed out that year. Vince Taylor was in that lineup, and who else? There was someone else. I don't know what year that was. Do you remember the year that they had to carry Dillette off?
Yeah, no, I watched
it
it. I don't
95 or
remember.
96?
You know that he was leading. He was leading. He was leading after the first round.
Who was?
Paul Dillette.
Is he really?
Yeah, he was leading. Yeah, and then in the Muscari round, he didn't finish. Yeah, and they didn't let him compete.
Were you there in that show then?
Yeah,
You competed?
No, I was
okay.
watching. Yeah, I was watching, and did you see what happened? You know, he turned around, and you know how Paul was. He would be always.
It'd be great if you could pull up one of these pictures and post
he
it.
would like hit the pose like this, and then that's what he would do, like hit like this, and then hit the double biceps. One time in Germany, he hit himself, right? But this time, he is turning to the back and trying to do that. The back double biceps pose, and it's like for 20 seconds, it's not happening. It's just like, okay, what is he doing right now? And he was still facing back. And then he kind of managed to turn to the side, and then you could see that his stomach was all cramped up. And that's when, they jump on and carry him out. I think if they just gave him a little massage and, gave him some water, he could have, continued competing. He was just like shocked, like that first cramp when it gets you, when you don't expect it.
Did he ever say what caused it? Or
Yeah, injectable Lasix. Yeah.
Do you think this year could be the most competitive ever?
This is a great lineup. You know how we talked initially, like, what's the disappointment, such a weak lineup, and now this is like top Olympia competitors minus top 2. Everybody else is in it.
I just look at it from a historical perspective. You got Rami's got 2 Olympias.
what's the anniversary year this year? Is it 40 or
35 or 40.
okay?
When was the first year?
89, I think.
89. Yeah, so 35. So you got Rami winning 2 Olympias. You got Clarita winning 212 Olympias. You got Kamal winning Olympia. Then you go back, you got Nick Walker trying to get his second Arnold. You got William Bonnick's got multiple Arnolds.
2, yeah.
Then you have 2 new guys coming in that there's so much hype around them in Andrew and Samson.
Yeah.
This is a really, and then, I mean, it's a really competitive lineup.
The way I see it, the 6 guys can win the contest.
I know. I saw your predictions. We're not going to talk about that on this show.
But 6 guys can win. And can actually even Akeem Williams jump in and to say it's impossible. Or
I mean, Akeem got, top 6 at the Olympia a couple years ago?
He was phenomenal, right? So, but realistically.
Do you think Victor Martinez is going to do the Masters Olympia?
Yeah.
You think so, huh?
I think so.
He's still pretty big.
He looks too good to not
Is
to do it.
Is Lee Priest going to do it?
No.
No. I mean, look, I'm not for Masters Olympia. I'm not, because if you retire, who's going to look at the age of 50, the competitive? Like, if you would come back, and I know that you're trying to be fit for 50 and get yourself as good as you can, but can that be close to the... No, can this be close to Jay Cutler when you were super competitive? No. So why would you even bring that picture, the last picture that has seen you on a stage, that's Jay Cutler? Why? It's no point of competing.
But Victor's still
He's
still big. He's still...
Yeah, he competed recently,
Couple
right?
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked
There's
quite,
a big
quite
difference
competitive.
between someone who's still active and still where Jay's not that size anymore.
Yeah.
And he'd have to really...
Can I ask you a question? So if Clarita places in the top 5, does this put him in the discussion of one of the greatest short bodybuilders ever? If I asked you who the greatest shorter are, I hate to say shorter, 212.
Lee Labrada, Sean Ray, Lee Priest, of course, Muhammad Maccabi, Danny Padilla.
Flex Lewis or?
Flex Lewis, yeah, sorry, Flex.
I was going to say, who are you leaving people out?
Yeah.
Kamal.
Would Sean Clarita be there? Yes. Can Sean Clarita win the show? Theoretically, yes. I mean, he's close to perfect if he's alone with things that you were saying.
I know, but he beat some good guys at the Legion show.
He's going up against
that was 2 years ago.
Everybody wants the underdog, and everybody wants the giant killer. I mean,
He will be the crowd favorite for sure.
Yes, for sure. And then he's going to be rock hard, and would they consider complete? Yes, but you said it a million times. You beat Phil Heath on a width, and everybody's
wide guys.
dramatically wider than him.
The two widest guys in bodybuilding, Andrew and Ronnie,
Samson too.
and Samson. I mean, he's wide too.
Flavio Baccanini. He was in the Olympia in '92.
Three with me, yeah.
92 also. He was in
No. Maybe.
With Lou
Last time.
Ferrigno. With Lou Ferrigno. Yes, 92. 92 was when Ferrigno came back for the.
Yeah, I was on the stage. He wasn't there. No, for sure.
He teased with Ferrigno.
That was 93, guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lou Ferrigno was.
How did he qualify Flavio Baccanini? That was when you qualified top X, right? Did the Ironman or something? Or?
You know what? I think it was exactly Adam. And his pro debut was my pro debut, and I was third. Flavio was fourth. So I qualified. He didn't. That was 91. 92, he didn't qualify because he didn't go to Helsinki. And 93, he did qualify, and I think he did it in Ironman. I'm not sure, but there was that legendary. I actually posted that video of Paul Dillette also standing next to Flavio. No, he didn't. Ironman contest. There was Flex won. Flex won, and Lila Brother was second. Paul Dillette was third. So it wasn't at that show. I don't know where Flavio.
What's the reason Ironman isn't around anymore?
He didn't make money, I guess.
Well, they turned it to the Flex Pro. Remember?
Yeah.
Evan
I know it's expensive to do stuff in California, but
and even that I probably didn't make money, so that's why promoters don't make money. And you were saying, okay,
it's expensive.
Give prize money to the athletes. I would like to see doubling up of prize money at least.
If we had bigger enough sponsors, I'd love to do a pro show in Boston along with the Jay Cutler event.
It's just hard. It's just you got to get big sponsors.
We got to raise the price.
It's a lot of money.
You had somebody offering you $1 million to come back.
I know, but that's for me to come back, not to have the competitors.
Well, just talk to them. Can you give me half, and we can make a Jay Cutler Classic?
Yeah, in Vegas or
will you guest pose?
Yeah.
Tell us about your Fit for 60.
Well, you actually inspired me. I'm watching Jay transforming, eating 6 meals and having a TRT, super low dosage.
Look at that fucking shit right.
Yeah, okay. So
he's on the Milos protocol.
Yeah,
no, we're not on that.
Just kidding, everyone.
Yeah.
So you count Monday and Thursday shots and Wednesday, Friday shots. You forget about it. But yeah, breakfast. So I do miss being in shape, and I decided by the age of 60, I'm gonna jack.
You're gonna get shredded.
Out. Yeah, I'm not gonna get much bigger, but
he said to me the other night. So I walked in and they were doing legs,
Yeah,
and he's like, "I want to get my legs big again,"
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, well,
I mean it."
And you know what I said? I said, "Were they ever big?"
Pictures coming up. Me and Jay comparing legs. Yeah, I think my legs were very, very good, especially quads. Jesus, yeah.
You had some great. I saw a picture you posted the other day, and I know you dig these old school pictures up, and you were bigger than Ronnie Coleman, dude.
Yeah.
Milos knew
mind you, he was drug free, but
someone asked me, how does Milos have all these pictures? Where do you get all these when there was no such thing as digital photos?
But you mentioned it that I had a camera, right?
I know, but you were pulling stuff when that didn't exist.
You know what's funny? We went over to his house one night, and he's like, "Can you help me? Can you help me with my computer?" And I said, "What?" So he has this external hard drive that has 50,000 pictures on it.
55.
And he tried to transfer, and he accidentally released it on his desktop.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it clogged the computer because it couldn't do it. So he couldn't do anything because it couldn't put it on the desktop.
Yeah.
So it ruined his computer.
Yeah.
How did you end up fixing that?
I mean, finally, 5 days later, it was downloaded. Shit. And so I had 55,000 photos from. Some of your
photos. So just imagine if you look at your desktop and you see the images going. Just imagine this: 55,000.
Okay, so you have this many pictures of yourself. I want you to do me a favor because we want to post this up on this podcast.
What?
The best picture ever of you.
Of me? Okay.
Yep.
So I want you to send it to him, please.
I got some.
But just make sure you post his best.
He already
picture.
used for the thumbnail, you and me, and I smoked you. I smoked you on that one.
No, it's not about with you and I. I'm talking about you, bro.
That was a good point. That was
What
99.
about the picture of you in Rome?
Yeah, I mean,
Coliseum.
I
Yeah.
loved it. Listen, you know that I could have been arrested for that one, because it is
Just like when
illegal.
we went to Egypt, they told us we couldn't get on the pyramid, so I jumped on the pyramid.
pyramid.
Was Mauro Sani with you?
No, he wasn't. Marusani was. He was competing, but he wasn't there. Yeah, interesting. You remember him, Marusani? Yeah, he.
I thought he did
beat
the
us.
images with you. Who was with you doing those Roman pictures?
Oh, there was Ronnie and Kevin and
Oh, that's right.
the Kenny Jones.
Wow,
remember?
Kenny Jones. He
Yeah.
turned pro with
Yeah.
me at the '96 Nationals.
Yeah, who won the overall? You or him?
No, Brad. What's his name?
Damn,
won?
he's digging you right
No, who won the overall?
You?
No,
Huh?
I didn't
Not
win the
Nationals,
overall.
no.
No, it
No?
was
No.
Willie
Wing
Stallings.
Stallings, yeah.
Oh shit!
Willie Stallings. He just came back and won a show, a pro
Yeah.
show. He could do Masters.
He's going to
Olympia.
do Masters. He looked
He
crazy.
What is
looks
it?
unreal.
45, right? 45.
Well, anything over 40 or 45, but he
think
looks
he's 50.
unbelievable. That
I think
guy.
he's
You think Dexter will come back?
Billy Stallings
he
is.
may win
you know,
it actually.
hold on a second. He's born January 1764, like me, the same day.
How do you
Exact.
know?
Yeah, he texts me.
Yeah.
We Instagram each other.
Yeah,
you know,
shout
different-
out to Willie
Do you think
Stallings.
because I see Dexter's still in
No,
decent shape?
he's
You
not
think he
coming
come
back.
back?
No, not unless it's $1 million. So call our guy up and see if he wants to offer Dexter $1 million.
Yeah. So anyway, so you don't still you don't agree that you should lose 2007 Olympia?
We're still on this.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah,
No, I mean,
Really?
do you think I'm going to sit here on my own podcast
I would say many
and I
times.
got the sand?
Look, didn't I just say
we
that
don't have the Sandows
that
here.
even though I beat you in '99 Olympia, now when I reconsider,
I know, but I don't
think that you
I
could
don't
have beat
think
me.
You should have beat. Yeah, but I don't. No, I don't. I don't see him winning. I agree with. I had the width, and I don't know if I came back at night, and I think because of the double show, I feel like I was a little sharper.
And
I wasn't
2008, what
100
happened?
I will say this: if he looked like he did at prejudging
Yeah, that's
at
what-
night show, then he probably would have lost.
The other way. Oh,
Yes, if he at the night show, if he looked the same as prejudging,
Okay.
he probably wouldn't have won.
I don't know. I mean, Dexter looked better. I just was I attribute this. I know everyone has their excuses, and here we are. How many years later?
15.
Yeah, 15 years later. I can say I had ordered rice out from this Mediterranean place, Habib's. We've been there. And what I didn't realize, it was loaded with salt. And he made the white rice because it's fluffy. You don't think anything of it. And I was eating that to carb up, and it was loaded with sodium, which obviously I was holding water because I felt I looked pretty decent leading up. And then once I got there and the body started to just
but you
fall
work
apart.
with Aceto?
Yeah, he was at my house.
Didn't
Yeah.
he give you like 17 diuretics?
No. I actually sat in the sauna
Silent there.
at the gym between the shows, and I came back like super dehydrated at night. I definitely looked better, but I just didn't have the pop, and Dexter looked good that year. I mean,
Dexter always looked good.
I gave the title to him. He borrowed it for the year, and then I took it back.
Yeah.
Where do you think?
Shine it for
Do
you.
you think Dexter deserved to win?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Were you impressed with Phil Heath or?
Yeah, it was. I mean, but Philly initially was really narrow and
Very detailed though.
detail crazy. Yeah, round muscle bellies, crazy hamstring glutes, crazy arms, shoulders. But it was narrow. I mean, this is where he would lose. Because first thing that you think about shape aesthetics is V-taper, right? So if you're narrow, you don't have that.
Who do you think are the top 3 Mr. Olympia winners of all time? Would you put like Haney? Like you go by the Arnold Haney? I mean, you can go by era.
are you talking about people or just like a particular showing in a particular year?
Like if you say physique wise, like who?
I mean, look, if you put them, Arnold at his best, Lee
I know,
Haney at his
you
best.
can't do
then
that.
You can't do that
No,
because
no,
but Arnold was so dominant back in
his
70s.
time,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, even though it's argument about Sergio Oliva possibly beating him, even in Germany, 72, that the Germans would
Do
say.
you think people forget about Sergio because he didn't gain as much popularity?
Yeah.
Because do you think his physique was way ahead of his time
Yeah.
for that era? I believe so too.
Yeah, and if you would really judge bodybuilding as it should be, I think he could have beat.
Do you think like the guys like Menser and like Zane get overlooked a lot as like crazy physiques because they were so? It was just not as publicized in today's era.
Mike Menzer, I guess, had the issue with Wheeler, and then that's why he was never.
He had a hell of a physique too, right?
Yeah. He had a hell of a physique. He won one of the years. Yeah, he was heavyweight Mr. Olympia whichever year.
Do you think Ferrigno would have won the Mr. Olympia if he would have kept going? What do you think about that?
Possibly, yeah. He was very, very popular.
Chris Aceto told me he was the freakiest bodybuilder he's ever seen in the gym as he was coming back. I mean, remember, he came back at like 40 years old, right?
Yeah. I competed with him, but
did you ever see him when he did the comeback year, like in the off season, how he looked? He was
I was at Venice Gold Assault.
And how
I knew Lou a little bit. I actually bought one of his Cybex stationary bikes for my house, and I was in Venice Golds, and I didn't see he was behind me. Right, so imagine having a conversation with you. So all of a sudden, somebody picked me up and ran with me like I was a football. It was Lou Ferrigno. Like, Jesus Christ! I mean, you felt that power. I mean, it was a joke for him. He was literally just running and picked me up and just ran with me. I mean, so that power is like Jesus Christ.
Why am I thinking of a cartoon now with someone running and Milos's head on it?
He was pretty impressive in person, though, huh? Was Gary Strydom really impressive?
Gary, was super ripped around but narrow. Also,
but
his
he
back
was unbelievable when he came out for that WW.
Yeah, listen.
Event.
88 Olympia, right? Yeah, that's
he placed right?
88 or 89. Now I'm a little bit, in LA it was 88. Lee Haney won, and
Mike Christian was second, or
no. This second was Rich Gaspari. Third was Barry DeMay, and Gary was I think fifth. Gary was ripped to pieces, condition that you can just dream of, but he depleted so much that his back was even less impressive, almost non-existent. But side chest, most muscular poses, with arms down.
He ate more than I've ever seen anyone eat, dude.
Really?
Yeah, ate with him.
Crazy legs, too. Crazy legs.
He sat and ate and ate and ate. We used to hear the stories about Victor Richards and how much he ate, But Gary, I watched him eat one time. It was crazy.
I was talking to Juji today. You know how much Juji is eating? 6,000 calories, and he's still hungry. And he's constantly
clean food?
Yeah.
It's hard to eat. What's his meals look like?
Yeah. He had 400 grams of protein and, what do you say, about 600 to 800 grams of carbs, 100 grams of fat. But it's persistent.
I ate 100 grams of protein for breakfast.
Yeah, I remember. But that's just for breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And then you lower
back
it.
down after that.
Back down. Yeah.
So if you were gonna say the top three physiques at a particular year, what would you think they would be?
For me, Ronnie Coleman, 98 Olympia, would be the
best physique.
Even when he had
best
dyno?
physique. Yeah.
It's still the physique, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Physique,
second,
conditioning.
who do you think the second one was?
Conditioning. But not winning the...
No, I don't. No, they have to win.
They had to win Olympia.
So do you think Lee Haney in 91 or...
I do. Listen.
Or Dorian Yates in 93 or...
I would say, for
Arnold?
me, 91 Lee Haney, it was beautiful physique, everything was there. 93 Dorian Yates, I'm against this kind of physique, but if I'm a judge, it would probably be impossible to ignore, and he would probably be there. I mean, Steve Weinberger still thinks that the 93 Dorian is the best physique he's ever seen.
He told you that, or?
Yeah. Because I had a chance to question him, and I asked him Lee or Dorian, and he would go with the Dorian. I don't know if I would agree with that.
Okay, right? So you have Ronnie, Lee Haney, and Dorian Yates. Okay, who are your...
Hold on. No. I would still...
You showing or just Olympia?
You lead me into Dorian. Like I say, it would be hard to say it, but Phil Heath.
What year? 13 or
13,
11?
Yeah, hold on a second. I was not here. I didn't see him in person because I was in Europe.
11, yeah.
11 or 13, whichever.
13 was the one call-out year.
One call out.
He got one call-out in prejudging, yeah.
I mean, whichever one of
He
those
beat
is.
me in 11. He was pretty phenomenal then.
11 was really good too.
11.
He was.
I would have either one of those Phils.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked Ronnie when he's a little bigger than that
go
98.
99?
No, I'm thinking like
2003?
03.
Like
2003.
03 Ronnie, 13 Phil, and 09 Jay.
And 09 J, yeah, for me, yeah.
Even though 11 Phil was.
So you don't want to talk about like Sergio or Frank Zane or Samir.
Frank Zane was my idol for sure, and yeah, but you could nitpick him, right?
I'm just saying when someone slammed the door shut, those are the three to me.
Yeah. So who? You said that?
03 Ronnie,
03
13 Phil, 09 Jay.
See, but he's not. He's looking past Dorian Yates. He wasn't there, you know.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't. I think Ronnie at his best would have beat Dorian.
But you know, I have to stay corrected here because many times I say like, yeah, I don't like Dorian's physique. You know, I prefer it. But then when I'm a judge and then you just look post by post, like, God damn, he wins.
No,
you know?
I think then, but again, if you put Dorian at his best next to 13 Phil, next to 09 Jay, or next to 03 Ronnie, or 98 Ronnie, Dorian would have got fourth.
Hey, see, 95 Dorian was the craziest conditioning I've ever seen. But 93, he was just like so fucking out of this world that it was a shocker.
So, but the question is, would he have looked out of this world next to Ronnie, who was bigger, more symmetrical, Phil more symmetrical, Jay at his best? Like, you know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
How much? What was Dorian at his heaviest?
I don't know. I mean, everyone lies.
260 something.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, Phil Heath for sure is going to, in 20 years, is going to be looked upon. He's starting to get the appreciation of what his physique was right now. I mean, the guy was just really well put together. Ronnie Coleman's always going to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and Yates, obviously, in my era, was the man. I mean, I hate to discredit Haney because he won 8 and he was unbelievable but he wasn't like, you know, obviously Gaspari was a solid runner-up, but I don't know, you know, being Labrada, Mike Christian.
Mike Christian was,
like, I don't know. I just think I would actually look at, for sure, Coleman. Like, I think, you know, 98, 99.
Ronnie thinks that 98 Olympia is his favorite look.
I mean,
Actually, my favorite look is his Arnold in 01. But I was just talking Olympia.
But you see, Kevin, Flex, and Chris Cormier, they never won Olympia, but those physiques, like, God damn. You see, for me, I would put all three guys
would you put
ahead
Sean
of
Ray in there, even though you guys have just
No, listen. I love Sean.
I want to get.
I
want to get Sean, you, myself, and Matt on a podcast.
Yes, please.
Together.
I mean,
we're gonna put some boxing gloves right here.
We argue and talk shit to each other, but no, I have respect.
Did you ever charge him for a gym membership?
No, of course not. Of course not. You see,
and
Sean,
he had VIP parking in the front, huh?
Yeah, with the Ferrari that wasn't his.
No, he never had that. He had a Lamborghini.
Okay.
I saw that. I saw the check for it.
Yeah. I could,
Sean, I got your back. Don't worry.
Okay, what kind of check do you want me to produce? I can produce your check.
No.
Written the fake check for buying the
fake check.
You know, Playboy Mansion back in the day.
We'll talk about this when we get them on the air. So we went over a few topics. Say we would love for the comments to come in because I know last time we did the LeBron. LeBron /
So the comments
I read
Jordan.
some of the comments. It was hilarious.
Why
isn't that talking
I had
about
a lot of text messages from a lot of my fans who have my phone number and said Matt's wrong. I think so. Did you notice? Did it sway towards Jordan or
about what?
But like, he made a good point.
No.
LeBron, Jordan, who's better?
First off, you can't really compare them.
Yeah,
it's
you say LeBron, I would always go Jordan.
I'm going to say this. Mike Krzyzewski just said on national TV, LeBron is the GOAT. There's nobody more qualified than him because he coached both of them.
Yeah.
And he's been around for 50 years.
Okay. All right, I guess that closes the door. Okay.
No, but you can argue both. You can.
Yeah.
You can argue both.
I just think that Jordan was so dominant.
It's opinion. I mean, just
it's
like our podcast. I mean, your top 3 versus his top 3 versus my top 3.
What's your top 3?
The question for comments,
Ronnie
right?
Coleman, Phil Heath, and Dorian.
That's your 3.
Yeah.
So you don't put yourself there.
No, I mean, dude, how can I like?
Because don't be biased, shit. Don't be.
Make that a fucking reel. Oops, I swore. There goes our monetization.
Oh, you can bleep it.
So the question for audience is: did you deserve 2007 in Olympia? That's.
Hey, that one guy's going to comment 100 times now how broke you are and how you got your daddy's
we
money.
love you. We love Lenny
God.
something on here.
Yeah, he comments 100. It's funny.
Yeah.
You got daddy's money. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. For you?
Yeah.
You were
I
lucky
inherited
too.
all this money I have.
Yeah. You never made a penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we appreciate everyone's response. Thank you so much for coming on. We are having you back. When are we having him back?
After the Arnold.
After the Arnold.
No, before. Are we going to do it before or no? We're not
next
doing
week.
predictions. That's true.
Yeah.
So let's no. What's your prediction?
Samson wins. Samson wins. Yeah.
He's got Nick all the way in fourth now, dude.
You got Nick in fourth?
Hey, listen, but
He was here telling us 3 weeks ago he agreed.
You know what I've realized is we can ask Milos right now for a prediction. We can ask him in 20 minutes.
yeah, I would change because I said 6 people can win. But look, Nick made me believer 2021 because he was like so fucking outstanding. Like, oh shit, there was no even contest. There was not even. So is he going to repeat? And he showed up like this because I remember the feeling watching him like, oh my God, there was not even Steve Kukla or Jan Bollier. There was
smoked
not even,
everybody.
Smoked them, yeah. Like, ooh, how can he smoke them? I don't even like his physique. He smoked them, okay? So there you go. I don't like Dorian's physique, but he smoked everybody. Like, oh shit. So now what's going to happen? I mean, we're going to see. He's going to be conditioned for sure, but I do think that Samson and Andrew Jack should be leading the bodybuilding in the right direction, and they're going to be big, tall, wide.
Well, you got to love this hype, though.
Yeah.
Like, Andrew and,
Samson.
Samson, these guys posting their pictures. Like, now it's like, this has come to be. I saw Bonnick posted something.
Yeah, Bonnick looked
I
good,
saw
yeah.
Patrick Moore posted something.
You're good with Chris Aceto. Did you see pictures of
I didn't.
Andrew? You guys
It
are
doesn't-
suspects. I don't believe anything.
It
Those two are always lying.
doesn't matter till the day of the show anyway.
I'm going to Photoshop some pictures and send them to Milos.
Yeah. Apparently, Rami is way improved.
If I showed you pictures of Andrew, would it change the way you dial in?
No,
Samson?
he wouldn't, of course. I don't know what
If we showed
his
you pictures of Andrew, would your opinion change?
Of Andrew? No, Chris Cormier believes that he's going to win. So I guess Chris saw him.
He's one of the guys.
You and I said that he can go to first Mr. Olympia and win it right away. I mean, he's that good. He's a standout, standing there, right?
You know what I've noticed is Psycho's going to put him through the ringer, which he's never really gone through. So
That's what I'm hearing. I didn't watch. I just talked to Mauro Sassi, the Italian guy, and he says he's watching every workout. He says Psycho is killing him. Mauro Sassi, he's coach from Italy. It's a good friend of mine. He just like 20 minutes before I came here, he told me that he's watching every workout that Psycho is putting him through. He's killing him.
He has him on a sled and he's walking outdoors.
He's wanting to get them hamstrings and glutes tied in. And if he has those, he's a problem.
He's a problem. You guys saw him at the Arnold Classic. There are pictures under certain lights that you can see possibility of Strydom glutes.
If he wasn't where he needed to be there. He
Yeah.
was there good enough to win.
Yeah.
But if he gets in shape,
But hamstring also from the side.
If he figures out the formula, the Olympia has big problems.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they will figure the formula out.
Yeah.
But can you put that much effort forward time and time? Like, this was a lot of effort. Does he have the ability to turn this back up and follow through at the end of the year?
Yeah, because he's going to be so inspired and motivated. Same like Samson. Samson is like on another level now because he's being rewarded.
When will he get to Ohio?
Tuesday. And I'm coming Wednesday. You have my VIP tickets, right?
You're always taken care of,
What are you, the ringmaster of this thing? Or
No, because you tell everybody to call me.
Oh, yeah, okay. So if you guys need tickets,
You know how many times Jay will be like, I told so-and-so. I'm like, why are you having them call me?
Yeah.
They're calling you. You got more connections than I do.
I don't understand why you don't like Lee Priest. That's
Oh, my
really,
God.
Yeah.
Why would I dislike Lee
So
Priest?
we'll invite Lee to the
course.
podcast.
Is
Is that
Lee-
camera on or is it off?
They're all on.
Oh,
Is
This
Lee
is
coming to
off.
the Arnold?
that's off. That one.
This is off.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, I haven't used it the whole time. Well, good thing.
That's
See,
the camera.
now
for
this
you,
guy, see this blank screen right now? That's the dead camera.
Too
No,
bad, so sad.
no, is Lee going to the Arnold?
No,
I don't think so. No, he's not going because you didn't give him a ticket.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm broke. I can't afford a ticket. I'll put it on your credit card.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, comment below if you agree with all the things that Milos says.
With all the nonsense that we've talked about, there's going to be comments about everything on
Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you back next week.